Good morning. It is the 10th of December, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Do you ever have a theme that shows up in your life, or a collection of words, or an idea that just keeps sort of showing up in different ways? Sometimes you can only tell when you look back. Sometimes it's hindsight that shows it up. Well, that's exactly what happened to me this week. I was looking back over the ideas that we talked about and the comments and the conversations that have been showing up because of these Advent videos this week. And there's this common theme, and I want to call it missing. No, maybe I'm going to call it grief. Not the kind of grief that it gets attached to missing a person, though we definitely talked about that a little bit. But there's this grief, and I think we're all feeling it in some way, shape, or form, even if we can't name it that, even if we don't know that's what it is. But there are parts of our lives that have changed in really, really big ways, and they haven't changed back. Or maybe they won't change back, and we're missing them. And we grieve that loss. I want to remind you that grief is not a bad thing. Changes are a natural part of life, and wishing that change didn't happen is also really, really natural. And so I invite you to grieve the changes. Address the fact that there are things that are just not the same as what they used to be, and step into it and think about it and talk about it and process it. Not all grief is bad. There are some changes that are really, really positive changes, but we don't really give ourselves the time, the space to grieve. A great example is when kids go away to university. They end high school, they graduate, they've chosen a post-secondary education institution, and off they go. And their life totally changes. And those of us who didn't go with them, our lives totally change. And it's all really, really good, but we grieve it. So give yourself some room to grieve this Advent season, to address the fact that things are not the same as they used to be. Address the fact that some things might not go back to what they were. We all shared traditions this week, and some of them might not come back. They might not be able to. It could be that there are people who were part of that who are no longer part of our lives. It could be that the venue we used to go to just isn't a venue anymore. Grieve those losses. That's okay. Feel sad about it. Be angry that it can't happen the way it is. Process what you're feeling. Agree that this is grief. Because if you work on it, then you can find a way through it. And if anybody is really struggling, please reach out. I'd be more than happy to listen. Grief is not something to take on by yourself. It helps to have somebody you can trust to talk to, somebody who can just listen. If you need to talk, email me, pastorgreg18@gmail.com. Be more than happy to connect, to listen, and to address your grief with you. Thanks, friends. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining me yet again today, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.